happiness is peace in your heart. When you close your eyes at night or wake up first thing in the morning, you're excited about the day ahead. You're pleased that when you're going to sleep that you've accomplished something that day. That to me is real happiness.
Hello, my name is Alfie Moore, and this is my film Memories That Made Us. Ever since high school I have been filmmaking, and that has personally been an escape from reality and has brought me true happiness. I wanted to create something positive and inspiring in a world full of uncertainty. And with the stories of Felicity Moore, Drew Sturgis and Isaac Okobo, I want you to reflect on their answers and ask yourself, are you happy? And what does happiness mean to you? Are you happy?
Yeah, I would say I am.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy. I think I'm happy, yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
Yeah, almost there.
I'm happy. Yes.
I am happy.
Sometimes I'm happy.
One word to describe me.
Hopeful. Don't know, punctual maybe?
Enthusiastic.
Dedicated? Funny. Optimistic.
Say honest.
Pleasant.
I would want people to think I was kind.
My definition of success is being happy. So if I'm happy with what I'm doing and I feel like there's nothing more that I can do, then I feel like that's just happiness.
This is a tank.
Happiness to me is being around people who care about me, doing activities that I enjoy to do, and just living life. So what I do to make me happy is I go fishing a lot. I fish on the St. Mary's River, and I like to do that with friends, family, and pretty much anyone who likes to fish. One of my favorite memories of fishing was probably the time that me and a good friend of, I'm not sure if you guys know him, Alfie Moore, we had gone down to St. Mary's, the College of Maryland, just down on the bridge over there, and we were throwing these topwater baits for nice stripers, and it was a really, really good time, a lot of fun. So the way that I dealt with COVID was through fishing. I was not a fisherman before I had learned, or before I pretty much was forced to be alone. No, you know, we weren't really supposed to be near each other, like near people. I hated being on technology, so I wanted to find an outdoor sport that was away from everyone, and fishing was pretty much what, it was the cheapest, but it was also the most fun and relaxing to me. It's that excitement of, you know, catching that big fish, or maybe not the excitement of actually catching the fish, but the excitement of there's always a bigger fish out there. And that goes for, you know, pretty much anything in life of, you know, like there's always a bigger dream to chase. Like, for example, like Elon Musk or one of these top guys, I mean, they're not just like at the top and then that's the end of it. There's always that dream of chasing that bigger thing. And that's like with fishing, it's just, you catch like a giant fish, but there's always that thought of there's a bigger one, there's more and more and more and more. You're just chasing something that theoretically you're never going to get. And I think that's a part, you got to love the chase more than the actual accomplishment. I think the happiest I've ever been was, it was this summer. Even though I was alone from everyone, me and my father had gone on a fishing trip up to in upstate New York, and that's where he grew up and that's where he lived for all his life. And I felt like doing something that I loved, which was fishing, and doing it with him was like a connection, along with learning, I guess, where my past family is from, all kind of connected to just make me very happy.
I mean, it's very hard because we just lost the conference, and I just played my last game. I'm getting there. I'm not happy, but I'm definitely getting there. I just think, to me personally, happiness is more like it's like a place, I would say. When I'm out there on the field, whether it's being on the field or playing drums, making music, whatever, and that space to me is happiness, because I'm just like in so much joy, and I just feel really free. I can do whatever I want, and to me that's happiness. Whether it's me playing soccer or playing music, I can't even describe it. It feels like I'm leaving this planet and just going somewhere a safe, a safe place where everything that I do doesn't matter as much, because I do what I want to do. I'm not doing, I'm not playing soccer to impress anybody or whatever the case might be. It's just more like me. It's more like I really like playing this game, and whether it's that, whether it's music, I don't even know how to describe it. It's but it definitely feels like escaping reality. COVID just kind of put me in a box. I couldn't see my mom. She's a nurse, and she was working every day. People were at home with their families, and the only thing that I could do was just call her every morning, talk to her on the phone. And COVID just really it broke me down. I was down bad for a while. I think the only thing that really that COVID really affected as far as my happiness was the music side of things, because I haven't played a gig in 2 years now. Because right before COVID happened, I had a lot of gigs in place, but then COVID happened, and then all those had to get canceled. But yeah, COVID definitely affected my happiness. I was very unhappy, I would say, yeah.
Like everything in life, of course, we have periods where, we think we're not happy, but I think that it's very much a case of turning whatever that situation is that you're in and trying to look at the positive rather than, what is actually making you upset at that moment. Happiness for me is peace in my heart. If you've done the best that you can do, if you've said the right things to people to make them feel better about themselves, if you've helped somebody in a small way, if the family that you have, your children, my son, my daughter, if they're happy and they're at peace, it gives me happiness and gives me peace. And obviously, my husband as well, because if he's content and things are going well, that feeds into positivity. For my well-being, and that obviously contributes to happiness, without a shadow of a doubt, is taking care of myself, working out, making sure I'm having some fun, laughing as much as possible, even at horrible or sad things. I think for me, it's imperative to try and always look on the bright side. Happiness and success, that's quite a loaded question in terms of what do you regard as success? Because if you'd asked me when I was 20, it would be completely different. It would have been a completely different answer to what I'm saying now. Because for me now, success, everything comes back to my family. And that's my mum, my sister, my nephew, my husband, my children. That to me is success. So happiness during COVID was the fact that we had the opportunity, or I had the opportunity, to spend the time with my family, to be able to, grow, know and understand, which, I hope lots and lots of other families managed to do as well. Well, COVID had a detrimental effect ultimately on my family because my father sadly was taken by COVID, and that was infuriating because he was so close to being able to have his vaccine. That is, to me, it was absolutely huge, and I'm able to talk about it now, a year and a little bit later, without crying, because the advances that we now have in terms of COVID, and probably the other things that are now overtaking our world, happiness now is just being grateful for everything. And I think the pandemic and now Ukraine has actually brought that to the fore even more.
My dream in life is to have a family, graduate college, get a job. Having a family makes me personally feel like successful, just because, I don't know, I feel like a family is especially children, kind of bring down your legacy after you're gone. And something, especially with COVID, that I've definitely realized is like, we're not gonna live forever. Life takes its courses, and we're all gonna be gone sooner than later. And having kids and then grandkids and keeping that legacy going, I feel like that's definitely important to me being successful. The top 3 things that I cherish the most in life, probably friends, family, and time. Time is the biggest one, in my opinion, because it is constantly ticking. We can't stop time. We're always going to grow up. We're going to get older. And one day, that's just going to be the end of it. And if I could spend all the time I can with the people I love, then I feel like I was successful. I value probably friends and family the most of all my values in the world. And I feel like no amount of time is ever going to feel like I have done the most. There's always more. I could always spend more time with family. I could always spend more time with friends, and other responsibilities just take that up. What am I grateful for? My mom, my dad, my brother. I don't really openly say a lot, as I'm really thankful for my little brother. It's kind of like watching myself grow up again and trying to explain to him why things are, why not to do one thing over another thing. And it's a beautiful thing to see him make the same mistakes that I did, but I try to teach him to avoid them. I was once at his age, and he has to learn them for himself before he can truly, grow up. I'm thankful for all friends and family, but mostly him, I'd say, more than he thinks that I do.
If you're happy, you're successful. It depends on what you define success as, and it's different from people to people. But to me, success is, being happy, doing the things that you like to do. Because in my opinion, if, let's just say, for example, you define your success, with money and fame or whatever. But if mentally up here you're not happy, then all that doesn't matter. Is that really success? But to me, if you're happy, you're successful. My main, my dream is to, be happy and be who I am, being able to express myself artistically as well, keep making music, and I also want to keep playing soccer as well, so from there we'll see what happens. What word would I want people to describe me as? I'll definitely say kind, diverse, dedicated.
My dream in life is really to just continue to be as happy and peaceful as I possibly can be. And I don't know what road is going, what the road's going to take me down, or where I'm going to be, or what I'm going to do. I'm very much a gypsy that wherever I lay my hat would be my home. I've lived on several continents. I've had to learn to make friends and pick up and start anew and make sure my children were happy and make sure my husband was happy and make sure I'm happy, because obviously if I'm not happy then no one else is going to be. So I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what is going to happen to me. I'm quite happy to go with the flow. I would love to be able to turn the clock back and do things again with my children when they were little, because I just think when you're going through all of that, you don't realise when you do realise how special it is, because I have 3,000 million photos to prove how lovely and fun it was. But if I could do it again, I would savour some moments. So I would say, that the happiness in terms of going forward is really all about the peace in your heart, memories, and the happiness that you can create yourself.
Alfie! Oh, you managed to break the car transporter already.
Actually, what I would tell my younger self is more or less, when you're in moments, really special moments, just draw on those and remember them. My father gave me lots of advice, and I think, one that really does stand out is that he always used to say, don't judge other people. Always, always, always imagine what it must be like for them, or what it must be like walking in their shoes. I think my father would be incredibly proud of both myself and my sister. He'd be incredibly proud of our mother, and how she's been able to cope, and how brave she has been this past year. She doesn't feel it, but she is, and she's an absolute inspiration for all of us. And I know that he'd be just saying, well done, girls. And I can hear him saying it too. I would talk to my father about so many things that, now I look back on it, that we didn't say, that we didn't do. And I actually count myself really lucky, the amount of places that I went with my dad as I was growing up, or, when I was working, when he would come out to America to visit us, the opportunities that we took and the places that we went. But it's just never enough time. It really isn't. And now if I could sit down with him, I would have so much, and I wouldn't be able to get it out quick enough. But I would just do anything just to sit, even have half an hour with him would just be perfect.